So don't get feedback. Like the platinum stream matching those as well, so people can go this game. And not give away to promote it myself. Don't know if that's a good thing or bad. Alright, there's also the tier list thing I got just. I think this is gonna show the stream. Okay, I might have to fix that midstream. If I just fixing progress. Let's maybe miss the page for I just kind of have to wait. So this is effectively a demonstration. I'm waiting any window. There's a lot. Still don't know when it comes to this stuff, so it's kind of unexpected. That's what it's going to be. Let's see how it fixes it. Shit. Do that because I might end up doxing myself or something. Alright, so I think I got it now. Probably that fits me. Hopefully not help me know NSFW at Plant. I am gonna be very mad if that actually happens and this on this podcast deleting something. I just noticed my CPU yeah, thing. Yeah, that's much. Yeah. That was very much altitude. Okay, let's chat. Let's go back down. It's still at 30. So the fan isn't. That's the channel. Just to check on, I guess, 61. Is channel being? Chat movie. Actually, I think this is. Alright, so that should be good. Let me plug in my controller charger so that way I can make sure my controller doesn't die midway. The CPU percentage is worrying me a bit because normally when I play this game without streaming, it's usually around 20 to 28 CPU. What I recently learned, CPU basically just is how well my computer is handling the capture card. I mean, not capture card, capture device. That's something that I recently learned. I noticed a bit of skipped frames there. It's possible that it might be like this, by the way my controller has drift on it, so that's part of the reason why. Okay, I might have turned my audio off for a second. Not 100% sure. First off, I lost my fort. That's something that's kind of important to know. But essentially what this is that we're basically just going to be going through, I'm gonna try not to make this too long, but we're basically just gonna put on all the pieces of every single set in this game. I've literally gotten all of them. And the hardest one to get was Outlaw Slayer. That could just be because I don't have DLC. And in case you don't know, there's basically a glitch in this game with online content such as Online Vendetta and Online Conquest, where you can either brand or kill Outlaw and the Slaughter Tribe orcs, regardless if you have DLC or not. Thing is, it kind of makes it harder for you to farm stuff, but yeah. We're gonna save the more elemental and beast type builds for base game, and we're gonna use the more creative builds such as Marauder, Ring Wraith. So, Water, I'm very worried about because of the effects it has. I might have to do a friendly siege or conquest in order to do that because of the special effects it does. And I have plenty of duplicates because I've been farming a lot in this game. Outlaw is very good. Once again, some of these sets will work better in online conquest, simply because they're not entirely elemental based and not based around beast. Because in online conquest, at least at the point that I'm at with it's mostly just 10 orcs with plenty of immunity. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty difficult for me to take on a ton of enemies like that. Still for the, I feel like we should start with the elemental ones first, since not only were they here since this started a game, but also because they probably won't work in online content like online conquest. So I feel like we should start with the easiest and go up further and further. And by the way, once I do this, I'm gonna go to tier list. Once again, I'm gonna try and make this analysis very short, so I'm not here all day since it's 3 a.m. right now. Reduce poison duration. Also the fact that I have a ton of gear sets and duplicates is a bit of a bonus because that means that I'm gonna go with the light enemies on fire one. So that way I won't have to worry about anything such as, do I want to worry about any poison killing me, or at least have least worry about it killing me. Poison build, I'm gonna do in-game conquest. That way I can test out the build. Now, a lot of these orcs that I have are from online conquest, so these orcs are kind of broken, which is good for base game content, especially since sadly this game's not getting any more new content. But yeah, so my orcs are kind of broken, so I am gonna have to sort of go out and take on these orcs myself. Never shot and I'm suddenly scared. Okay, so for the poison build, I'm gonna have to switch out my build to a small portion. It's not that big. But yeah, what really is just this, since this is the best way to spread poison.
The forts of Mordor must be held if Middle-earth is to be protected.
Okay, so poison. He's not immune, so he's a good first target. Also, this is prestigious. This is something that I've always done since childhood. When it comes to games like this, I always try to max out everything. Currently, I have my beast damage maxed out and my might gain maxed out, which is good because this build has the poison set has a lot of might gain and also poison explosion. I forgot I have I was using the non-school mass earlier. That was more from my captain, just a reminder my captain is, okay, a lot of these guys are poisoned, which is good. Wait, do I not have... Yeah. I do have poison walls. One thing you should know though is that this build is mainly good for taking out. Oh yeah, right, I forgot it also will increase their poison damage. So they're actually dying. This. And since I'm gaining might from poison, it's actually involved now. I mean, enemies are still dying to the poison. So, it looks like he got Bale fire. So that means he was poisoned and someone hit him with fire. Let's see if we can get a stealth attack on him. We are right, because it seems as if he's somewhat immune to poison, which is a bit problematic for this build. You can tell by the quick comparison, the poison build has already killed the immune. Okay, so The fact that I have a Drake now means I can switch to the next elemental build. In my opinion, probably the best one, the Marauder. Not Marauder, the Warmog. Something here for fire? No, I don't think so. Okay. I'm gonna go with that. This will help because I can summon a Drake. And don't. And by the way, already gets. Wonder, can I still ignite myself with this? No, I cannot. Wait, I can. That's where it is. The self-ignite's gonna keep stunning. Or keep, not stunning. Yeah, I keep staggering them. So essentially, not only do I gain might, but you always gain might when doing this. But now, just gaining might from it, I'm also gaining fire damage. And you can use the hammer to self-ignite yourself too. I'm gonna have this Drake spawn and do Drake summon. Fire Archer. Did me? Yeah, fire explosion. I'm glad that it doesn't create balefire. That's where it is. Something like this would actually even benefit more from the barrels in this game. Even if you're fighting an enemy that's immune to fire, the simple fact that you have so much fire on you is amazing. We just killed that captain, good insights. Now, there's some captains out there, so maybe I should use the set. Explosion don't tell I count as an element set. These more Elven Rage builds. This build I'll probably save for another. I'll just go with. I'll see if the Terra build works, because from what I've heard, the Terra build might actually be the worst build out of all of these. Simply because of the way it's, quote, works. I'm quoting that from my turn. While I have a time. One also bad thing about this build is the fact that you get a bonus from. I just switch out. Well, again, it was army XP to try and get the prestige points earlier. So if I like I need to gain might, then I need to start combat brand. Okay. It's like some enemies are fleeing from it. Even though they're somewhat enraged, it's good to see that they are at least fleeing. My minutes down. I need help. Okay then. I'm gonna take that point. Though hopefully my mates can come back and take care of this. As I told him in my head. I really don't know how to shock the spell, honestly. There's a ton of force on that side, so maybe I can make them afraid. It doesn't look like they're running away. Okay, this build really does suck. Anyway, they were barely any of them were actually afraid. I think only saw 2 of them flee. This I might have to save for another source. It's my first time actually trying the set other than Sultan Wars. I know that these have like different effects too. Killing first enemy from the infection. So it's Wraith and free stuff. It's almost like a Wraith gift. I should probably get out of here. There's one of them the mute and one of them. If I guess I could take on the quads. Maybe I'll do that now. Okay, so I do see this is definitely more of a light build. So definitely more of a build akin to the definitely more build akin to the dark set where it's more for mobbing. In that aspect I will say is pretty good. So that's it does disappear faster. Definitely seems like a good build for game or and these guys are reanimated. Oh, because the okay, I see. That actually makes this even better. Actually, I think about it, because if you can keep gaining might like this and attacking grunts, that means that it's you can possibly just infinitely use this and keep on spamming it. And only downside, I guess, you can really say that you can't as well spam it due to the fact that you need to resurrect afterwards, which may be a bit problematic since you don't have any further ways to gain light in order to use cryo. What I assume there, I assume that that basically means that regardless, I'm gonna switch the poison set for a little bit just to kill this guy, because he nearly killed me twice, and I felt petty for some reason. I inflicted him with poison, I think. Yeah, and the poison killed him. Yeah, poison build is good if you're going up against specifically enemies that aren't immune to poison. So this will give you an idea on where I'm placing these. So yeah, so far from what I've seen, the Terra set is D tier. The Bright Lord set is probably B or C tier, and the Warmonger set is A tier, and so is the I'm gonna change up my defenses a little bit just so I can test the build more. Or these builds more. Way more. Okay. I might just stick to doing this in order to test out the builds, so that way I don't have to spend too much time, since the stream's already at 35 minutes. Alright, so we have some people that are beast proof. I'm gonna quickly switch to the build I'm planning on using. Okay, so we already did dark sets, we already did the Warmonger set, the Terror sets, the Bright Lord sets. Now I feel like we should either go Machine, Pearl, or Mystic. Mystic is more of a set that just focuses on grunts, so I feel like, because if I'm correct, it has to specifically be dominated grunts, meaning that grunts you actually dominate in battle. So that's gonna be a bit of a different kind of build, since it's gonna definitely be more like a backseat build where you basically just sit back and let your orcs do everything. But yeah, Once again, Slaughter Tribe is something that I'm very worried about because having followers and allied bees increase your damage by 40%, but their health slowly drains. That is something that I'm worried about. I might save that for last, just in case. So, going through 1, 2, 3, 4 builds in that one section. There's 12 builds, so that means we're gonna have to do at least 12, at least 3 conquests, at the least, if we're going at this consistent rate. And so I'll start off with the explosion set, just to try and figure out, because this is a set I genuinely have never played before. So this is completely going in blind on how this set works. For a second, I'm worried about that. So I'm gonna keep this on just so I'm prepared for when we swap to the, just so I'm prepared for when we have to swap to the, I keep forgetting my words. I'm once again not sure how this build works. Call followers. Okay, so I might have to do a summon sappers, which is gonna be a bit of an issue for me because I have a strong bodyguard to fight. Quick through great sense. Glaive attack, right explosion. Counter 100% chance to create explosion. My question is, do the explosions do any fire damage or igniting, or is it just akin to those stun explosions that regular destroyers do? Destroyers without elements. Because if so, then that's definitely something.
Do not let that day be today.
Just once, I'd like for you to give up and let us take your fort. But no, you have to make
If so, I can see
everything a
why
struggle.
the glaive is fitting. I also have a rock, which is gonna be good for the.
You like that? Siege attack! Heads up! Siege attack incoming!
Oh, so I summon the saplings.
How'd you like that?
Character, so I don't know if very confused. Yes, this is once again another like mobbing build. Again, I didn't get to gain any might due to everything that was going on, so it could possibly be wrong. I think you'll have to go some weapons are resistant to. I lose my might. My own explosions are hurting me. And they're doing fire damage. Yeah, due to the CHP's poison. There's likely an issue that's more out of my hands and more on the side of just the straight up equipment. Let's see once again the target. Yeah, it actually can down me. Okay, okay, this build, it looks great. Looks great and all that, but it can down you, kill you. So I'm gonna switch to the beast build, which I have used partially, but not necessarily for the build itself. I more just used it to get my beast to spawn again. So I am not using that beast again. I don't build the enemy. Where's the siege beast? The siege beast might be dead. So I think the main appeal to this build is that you get to basically kill beasts. That's basically the build's main appeal.
No, you can't be done already. I want to bat you about some more. Get up, you lazy tark. I'm the strongest around. Wanna see talk butts?
I have nice beast damage by the way, so this is not anything to deal with the build. Now there's not many beasts for me to brand, so I can't really show the build's full capability. I just switch back to my bodyguard. No, I can do the tap on the belt. Because this build is very dependent. I'm on the right build, right? Oh, it's just unbroken Frog Titan carnivores. Screen's back. Alright, so I summoned a droid using bait around my bait around my fortress. That's what I meant to do. So basically, this build works more in the idea that there's a ton of beasts around. That's basically where this build shines. So the good news is you can get on using rocks if he's going to need is, well, because I have max beast damage, I can do a lot with just one beast, as long as there's not a bunch of enemies that are immune to beast attacks, like in this situation. Which build? This build I feel like is probably a C. Probably a C tier build from my experience. This is obviously either C or D. So yeah, it's a lot of C tier. This is obviously one I'm gonna say for last. So did the machine that means it's either do ring race or I'll do Mystic simply because my men are kinda dropping right now. Wait, but this is... Never mind, I'll still try and do it, just to see. Just to see how this build truly works. I'll try and... My cat should count as dummy. Though it says something... So I branded what 4 guys and I only lost half. I lost half my focus. That alone is kind of okay. So once again, this is more of a build where it helps your orcs. So obviously that they put it on this build and now they're doing a ton of damage is good, because that's what this build's pretty much meant to do. And also you can easily just go to broken orcs and do this to easily take them down, or at least take them out of the fight. So I think it does count for the captains. since they do seem to be having cursed on their weapons. So, yeah, it probably does affect capitals. Which is good. Alright. And yeah, they seem to be doing way better now that they have this. Could just be because they're on the 7 points and now they're doing way more. And there's way more of them in a. But regardless, they do seem to be taking out a lot of this. And there seems to be curse. Seems to be curse everywhere. And I'm pretty sure we won. And I think we only did three of the builds. And that's because I kinda sadly had to extend the the 4 build simply because I did not plan on that would go. So by this one we gotta sort of get all of the so I'm probably going to test on grunts just to sort of stall for time. I'm gonna start with what I think is the most. Should I start with that one? Because I was thinking of starting with the most broken build, in my opinion, which was the Outlaw set. So we only haven't done 5 sets now. It's the Marauder, Vendetta, the Ring Wraith, the Slaughter, and the Outlaw. And before I do this, I need to remember to change my build bed. And I'm going to take off the. Okay. This build is probably going to be really broken in mob, since it's literally going to give us health and money as we fight. And just to make it more broken, I'm going to have this on, so we can do more and more damage as this goes on. I'll probably need. Yeah, so it's only by killed by that one. I guess ground executions would technically count as the dagger kills. So maybe. Right. Gotta go in there, try and take out the rest that I can, and gain my
This is a
Marion. That
battle
way I
of
can
years,
boost
of
my
your
stats.
sacrifice.
Since
Middle
it
Earth
stacks
was
based on stacks by 2% based on 1 million. So if you get 7 million, that means that you have 14% more damage and gain 14 health. Alright, let's see if we can get any kills on guys. Pressure is gonna practically gain damage. We got another ship going to surrounding it. Getting multiple damage boosts. These things are gonna annoy me. I'll lost some stacks since there was like a time limit for it. Oh wow. And now in just one shot. Not sure doubt this is gonna increase their damage, anything like that. But look, I'm just straight washing this captain. And the reason why I'm washing so easily is simply because of the fact that I had increased damage for a period of time. Once again, I'm not sure if this is like a cap thing. You see that obviously just one shot really flat here with ease. And I guess I need to bring up my bodyguard because I can't summon him. But I'm gonna quickly switch to the dead set. And I'm gonna go with the column metal, because I guess I should sort of show the build at like its full potential. Alright, so now that's all been done. Let's just create chaos. Oh, by the way, I'm marking the Marauder set as a S2 already, I can tell just from that. And now my creatures are going to start becoming dead. And any that actually dies during this is also going to become dead. And if I correct, it's a 40% chance that orcs will become undead. Any undead in this radius will instantly be killed. So yeah, this is obviously a high tier set. Especially gets wild in the online conquest because of how many actually show up. By the way, undead orcs have way, way strong, way stronger than regular orcs. Though once again, weaknesses. Oh, fire. Got the two. And that's also one of those builds that you don't even really need to do much, because it's literally just gonna cause chaos, and the radius for your raise dead, which is a might gain ability, is very big, to the point where an entire overlord's room could, where if you're in an overlord's entire room, you could actually pretty much take out the overlord just like this. I feel like that one orc is just very weak. It's getting down so much. And the best creature to summon this build is the Rod.
Finish off the clubs!
Alright, so it's four. Okay, so you don't need to get there. I have no idea what just happened. I let out. Can't tell if that was a zombie or not. Okay, so there are zombie orcs in the mist here. Probably go to. I more wanted to show how zombie grunts do against what zombie grunts can do against captains, though it seems that the captains don't really want their grunts getting involved right now. Maybe I should show them more like that's regular grunts. Thing is, you gain HP every time one of your ones gets transformed into one of these. And if you charge shot your hammer, the radius will heal them. So don't worry about anything such. And even though they're dying right now due to it being wound, they're still holding their own. And they're still coming back too. This has the potential to be a S tier build. I'm not gonna lie, it has the potential. Okay, I think that guy might have actually died from, and you can see a bit there that there are in fact some actual deads in there that are fighting. Also seem to be doing curse damage as well, which I'm not 100% sure why, so I'll just go with it. But once again, resurrecting deads gives you health. The counter for undeads is Fire Destroyer, since Destroyers mostly use elemental damage. Yeah, see if I can quickly save my works. Because I don't want stream to be too long, since we're already over an hour. The stream has like bugged out a bit. But yeah. And I don't want to spend too much time just taking spend too much time just trying to bring back my army. So this guy looks like he's getting bombarded by zombies, which is good for showing off the build. The zombies seem to be also guarding him. Good, and I still haven't shown off every build. And we won't do. Okay, so that was the... I think that was the third stage. Yeah, it was. I'm definitely disappointed in the rate I'm going at these, because it feels like it's going slower and slower. I know it's probably just the fact that my words are kind of broken, but it feels as if there's more to it than that. And I did not get the right spot to Italian strike. To Talon strike. I keep forgetting that's called Talon strike, not Italian strike. So yeah, the ring rate build A or S. Right now, builds we have left. We have left the 3 builds I'm working. I'm gonna go with the strongest right now, which is the outlaw build. This build is literally broken. So 25% chance to inflict fire, poison, frost, or curse upon an enemy on hit. Followers' attacks have 20% chance to inflict fire, poison, curse on hit. Might switch this up depending on whether or not the By the way, I first need to actually a bodyguard again. I forgot who was my bodyguard, honestly. I can tell that this is my weakest. I assume he's... yeah, he is. That way, in case just in case I can use him and also show the build to show how this build affects orcs.
Sauron and Celebrimbor are locked in the eye above Barad-dûr. But your war is not yet over. The Shadow Wars have begun.
You should never have taken his fort from us! Now we'll make you pay!
Gotta take this thing out first. It's gonna water that one. I don't.
I'll kill you!
Right, so most of them are poisoned, it seems.
Having trouble concentrating? Kill it before it cooks us all! Hey!
This guy's assassin, isn't it? What the hell is that?
You're giving me scars and... No, no, no! Give me a loot!
He's gonna get a death fire, isn't he?
Sorry to disappoint you, but dying ain't part of my plans today.
Freaking. I hate assassins because of the one chance. What the hell? He specifically did that so he would have to go into random.
Oh no, no! That must have hurt! Look into my eyes, everyone!
Yeah, this side's probably more relevant if they get inside the fort, so I'm just gonna switch the build. Or is I'm gonna switch it to the build that can actually kill me. Performance actually requires my by. Yeah. So essentially this is the like pre-sequel prequel to the Slaughter set, since it's based around losing your HP. Though it does do a lot of damage, I will admit that part. Obviously, there's a build more meant for one-on-one fights, which is fair.
Not quite! That'll never work!
It really do pretty actually insane damage. I really only use this build once in its by
But he's clearly got no
accidents, so. Personally, and by that, I don't actually know where to fight anyone. This build is definitely good for like a standalone, where there's a lot of enemies doing unpredictable stuff. So I clean up somehow.
You shine! I knew you had a sadistic streak! Didn't block that one! Stay away from the flames!
And here we go. Just to see. Yeah, what I can really do.
You know me better than to do that! I bring you eternal pain!
Okay, yeah, I'm doing insane damage now. Sometimes when I get a body shot. Okay, so it does in fact give good damage, but sacrifice with the health. That fact is good for its purpose, which I assume is for like solo fights or like fights that are for just one-on-one confrontation. That I will say. So it's a or it's a S depending on how much I label it as for this specific situation when you're fighting work one-on-one. If we're going by that standard, then this is a good set. This is certainly a good set. It can be used a bit for mobbing, but not as much, since you need prestige in order to make it work for mobbing, so that way you can keep gaining health. I guess you could possibly use the might thing to keep regenerating. Slowly drains health, but briefly increases damage by 4% after trainer dominate. So basically, yeah, it's a more mobbing. This one's a more mob version of the Vendetta set. By the way, the Flame Blade is not part of the set. It's just a bonus thing I have on here. I'm losing quite fast, though, I will say. Okay, so I seem to be taking it off pretty easily. Yeah, it certainly is. And not sure if it's exactly stronger than the previous build we just did. But I think that's a bit confusing for me. Slowly drains health briefly increases your train or dump. Having followers and allies. Peace nearby increases your damage by 4%. But okay, so it's sort of my fact that my horse getting trained that's sort of doing that. Okay, that was a big chunk of damage. Because I'm doing that I want to see if that is okay, it could just be that. Could simply just be that. But the fact that my sort of losing health, it's not necessarily like you get damage for every single kill. It's a bit more than that. Okay, let me test something just to get an idea. This guy seems to be a tank, so it's possible that the main reason why he doesn't seem to take much damage is so want to know all the like passive abilities for the set are just in damage per kill. Not even an assassin, so I should be good if I can just get the enough motion time. That rounded. So it essentially means that you gotta keep to rant. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Honestly.
You cannot hurt me. No.
And he's gonna get a death fire.
Hurt me.
You can tell by the line they said it. And yes, I was right about it being a tank. It's kind of already weak. They keep getting death fires. Death fires are literally put in this game just to be annoying. If you don't believe, literally look up a creator interview. They literally made these just to annoy players. Okay, so.
You will taste the flames, and they they will taste you. Solid shot. Oh no. Shadow and
Okay, I'm still confused on whether or not I'm misunderstanding what this build exactly does. Still feel like I'm misunderstanding it. Lasering health but briefly increases damage by 40% after rain top. Having followers and allied beast nearby increases your damage by 40%. So essentially I can get 80% damage boost, but now I currently have 40% because he's nearby me. I just noticed he's almost dead. What the hell? Just trying to see if I can get full damage. Of course he puts me in his animation as soon as I try to do it.
Parts of your body up when we're done, Ranger. I'll even let you pick where I start. I don't like looking at your face. I think maybe I'd like to slice it off and then make you eat it, eh? Let's see talk blood!
make him suffer first.
He died, though that's just because my...
Forgot my lesson already?
Earth will touch you.
I'm trying pretty hard to test
will
this,
last
test the
thing you
full
feel.
power of this. Just keep putting me into the combat. I'm gonna try. I took out half his health. Okay, so they broke through, so I guess it's time for our final. This I'm 100% not sure what it does, and I feel bad for that. It does certainly give a damage boost, that I can tell. But I guess it's more of like a mobbing thing, I guess. This tier is simply because of the situation. Go for the set, and we're gonna watch a ton of orcs die, because this set is, once again, broken as hell. I don't think that had anything to do with the set, but I'm glad to see it.
Away from the fire! Weak as a babe!
By the way, this set's only really good in... This set's only really good in... Once again, keep messing up my words. My shred. This set's only really good when it comes to things such as this. It's with my... Conflict or something. Oh. You're probably my weakest sport now, think about it. You notice some enemies are getting hit with some are getting hit with poison, and this guy keeps dying. It's Captain. If you had Tremor, you actually would have gone through there. Yeah, that guy was weak anyway. Yeah, you literally just died to form of fire. I actually don't care about it anymore. Yeah, the almost I mean is one of the most broken sets in this entire game. Simply due to the fact that you can apply so many elements just from one attack. And that's not even counting like additional stuff that you can do. Set through the secondary effects or bonus effects. Now it's poison and fire, it's creating a balefire effect. Yep, and like kill them with balefire and poison. This is honestly a S tier build, and that's done. That is done. I'm gonna that's done. I'm gonna go to the scene I was working on at the start of this video. Alright. Luckily there's still no SFW. That's red. And because I probably can't tell which set is which through so I probably can't tell which set is which through these. I'm just gonna open up the folders of them on my computer and look at. Oh, so it's just in the order. Okay, that's good to know. So first off, we have the Bright Lord set. the Bright Lord sets, it's good, but it's more of a mobbing set. It's not. It's something that's sort of more situational. I'll rank it as B for now, simply because we did almost die. I almost died. The next set, which if I'm correct, is the dark sets. My computer's acting up. Technical difficulties again. I'm pretty sure I tried doing this last time and it worked fine. Actually, wait, if it's in the order of my... So that means this should be Outlaw set. Outlaw set, that's S tier. I'm gonna go to my list to double check if that is Outlaw. Because I'm gonna be embarrassed if I'm putting the wrong set in the wrong place. Once again, I have the folder so I can easily tell which one's which. The ring wraith sets, you can tell just by the design. Ring wraith, the only downside to ring wraith, well, I guess there's plenty of sets near that have downsides. It's good for a siege setting. I will say that. It is good for a siege setting. It's not good for fighting overlords, though. That's the main gripe about it that I can make. That it's not that good for fighting overlords, especially in online conquest. Though it is good for helping out your orcs and creating mobs and conquest stuff. I mean siege stuff. Though definitely not good for the overlord portion of it. So yeah. It does do its job, I will say that. It does do its job. So, this is the thing with it. I'm curious on whether or not it should be labeled as S or A. I'm oddly in between this. I don't remember if I on the show cursor thing. So it's probably just a floating image right now. But should I put in S? If bring up a dead, you can heal from it. Your undeads get additional damage and all sorts of stuff. Once I heal your undead, I'll put in S. Reminder, this is based off the power of the build, not necessarily the design, and then the designs do kind of get recycled as time goes on. Now we're on to Vendetta. I just got the wrong build. Once again, because the designs for these builds, especially since you seem to be able to take them out quickly. So Vendetta, once again, it's another one that's between S and A. I mean, if we're going by its purpose and what it's supposed to do, yeah, it's S tier. The Bright Lord set doesn't do much of what it's supposed to do well. Which one had... It is. So it comes off as more a worse version of the... Comes off more as a worse version of the... What am I saying? worst version of the Warmonger. Wait a minute. I idiot. Wait, hold on a sec. I just realized I once again made a mistake because a lot of these designs are recycled. This is the portal set. I accidentally put the portal set in S tier. Well, but the thing is, you also need to make sure you keep your shots up. That way you can keep on taking out the. That way you can keep on fighting. Unlike Conquest, though, the build isn't that good. It took me a while to realize because once again, a lot of the set designs are recycled and just recolored. So it took me a while to realize that that was the floral set. Forgive me on that part. The fact that a lot of these sets recycle the same designs really is something that gets to me. Oh boy, this isn't missing my ideas. Let me see how OBS is doing. Okay, OBS seems to be doing good. That's good to know. That's not what I meant to do. Encoding overloaded, consider turning down. Oh, that's something I probably should worry about. But yeah, the fact that a lot of these sets are recolors does sort of get to me. So feel free to. Alright, so now I have a better example of what I'm looking at. Alright, so next on our list is I think the Marauder sets. Yeah, the Marauder's tribe set. Marauder is once again this tier because of the damage bonus. It can, in my opinion, it can be used for both bossing and for both defeating captains and for mobbing, since you can stack your Mirian by defeating mobs and then use the captain and then unleash all the damage onto the captain, since you only need a few stacks in order to actually defeat and take out grunts with one shot, which is once again the appeal of the build. It's a stacking build essentially. You're supposed to do a bit of stacking, then go after the main. Okay, so this build right. honestly feel bad for anyone that actually just needs to. It's a good thing that I have a link to the Streamlabs where I got these photos from. So that way people can use those and look at them for reference of what they are. Alright, so next seems to be the Mystic set. Mystic, it doesn't do much from what I saw and what I experienced, though I guess it's an alright build. It does what it does, but what it does isn't necessarily too impactful, since it's mainly just dominate fronts, I guess, followers from what it showed, I guess. There might be like some coding stuff in there that I don't know about. Okay, so yeah, that's not the Dark Tribe set, it's an S tier. I'm putting it in A tier because it wouldn't be that useful against an online conquest, especially high level ones. But yeah. Okay, so our last one, but I'm doing this completely out of order because I literally have trouble telling these costumes apart because a lot of them are just recolors. So forgive me if crap, I miss. Wait, wait, hold on. Did I just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so it's not a duplicate. So that means I put another one in. Once again, reminder, a lot of these are recolors, so it's hard to tell the difference between them a lot of times. What the hell is the difference between Vendetta and... You actually can't tell. They're literally just recolors. Going off the idea that... Let me look at the... Just for a second. Okay, going off the idea that this is the Vendetta. That Vendetta says S tier. This is the undead set, so that stays in S tier because it's, once again, useful in online conquest. In high level online conquest specifically, which has the strongest orcs in it. So now we're between three of them. I know one is Warmonger. It's this one right here that's Warmonger. Though, just to make sure, because once again, a lot of these are recolors. The devs really got lazy with the designs, honestly. I wish they had more creative designs. That way, it's easier to tell. Yeah, I was right that is the Warmonger set. Warmonger set, once again, goes A tier. Then it goes A. So once again, it's based around the elements. And I know that the Bright Lord set is based on element as well, but the thing is, the Bright Lord's not cryo. Cryo doesn't do much damage. It's more meant for stunning. So essentially, especially since you need to kill enemies while they're cryoed, then it's gonna add more to the troublesome of the build. Not to mention the fact that it speeds up it increases your rave game, but also decreases the duration of it. Once again, something that's an issue. And once again, reminder that I have prestige, which also increases my rave gain, and yet I wasn't gaining much rave. You can see why I put it right there. Because some people that don't have prestige at the same level that I do. Now, let's take a look at the two final sets, and my voice is dying. Ow! Water set. Water set is a set that can be used regardless, but I feel like the killing your allies thing is problematic. I feel like that is something that's problematic. Though I did notice a bit of the damage boost and stuff. I'm gonna say to put it at A or B. What do I have in B again? B is the machine set. So put in B. So a ton of self damage. Although Vendetta set does do self damage, it does it with a bigger benefit. I mentioned the Slaughter set can get your org skilled in Online Conquest. And the last set, I'm gonna be really upset if it turns out that I actually mistaken a lot of these sets. I'm gonna be really upset if it turns out that I did that. Wait a minute, it's not the... What set did I just... They're both the same pose. Is that the Marauder set? I mean, the Outlaw set, I mean. This is the Outlaw set. This is the Slaughter set. So, should be the Undead set. It should be the... Should be the Undead set. Should be the Marauder. This should be the Vendetta, and this should be the Outlaw. This should be the Warmonger, and this should be the Dark set. This should be the Slaughter set, and this should be the Bright Wolf set. And by the way, I'm setting this in the rows that they are in, not in the order there. C tier should be the Mystic. Crap, I keep forgetting my words. Mystic Farm. I feel like I'm forgetting one. I swear I'm actually forgetting one. Mystic Farm. I know the last one in D tier is Terror. What am I forgetting? Machine Boiler here. Mystic Furl is the Mystic set. The one is chest outpost. It can't be machine set because machine should be... Oh wait, did I put machine in C tier? C tier, trying to figure out which one was which, to where I completely forgot. Oh. It is 5 a.m. right now. Essentially, I completely forgot which one was which. But yeah, the Sheen, Furrow, and Mystic are here. That's C tier. And then D, we only have one in D. And I just read what I said. And that's the terror set, because the terror set barely works. So yeah. This is the tier list. I just want you to know I did make this tier list myself. I'm not sure if it says the name of create the tier list. Tier list maker. Yeah, okay. Feel free to if anyone out here who plays Shadow War uses tier maker like a lot, feel free to go out of your way and make your own tier list. I'm not saying that to be rude at all, just because my tier list is very hard to tell because there's no labels on which set is which I now regret doing because of the fact that I had so much trouble telling which one was which. So yeah, that should be the end of the stream. I could not tell which set was which, and yeah, I'm kind of an idiot. I just noticed my CPU was at 44. Does that say turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset? Okay, I was just reading something on my OBS. Hopefully this stream did not lag too much, because apparently the game did die for a bit. And I feel like that's partially due to the fact that I had to set up the window thing of the tier list. So yeah. But that's the tier list. I only play Shadow War probably in my spare time just to get all the prestige upgrades. But other than that, I'm probably not gonna stream this game again, because this was my ultimate goal of this playthrough, of getting all the legendary sets. My ultimate goal was to make a tier list out of them. I'm pretty sure it's probably one person who did do like a tier list video or ranking video, but I went through the efforts of actually making a tier maker. By the way, I had to make I had to actually go out of my way and make a Twitter just to do this. I honestly do hope that someone makes a template, but with better images and better, not just images, but also better labels, so people don't get confused on which set is which. Because once again, the devs basically recolored a lot of the already in-game designs for the sets and just said it's a new set, new design, despite it just being a recolor. It's a good thing that I had the photos still of these, but yeah. Anyone out there who uses tier maker, feel free to go out your way and make one of these, because I feel like mine is pretty horrible, though it's the start, since there wasn't a tier list of this game prior from what I saw on tier maker. There was none. There There's no tier list like this prior to me doing this myself. So yeah, this is is the last Shadow War stream. I don't know the next time I stream what the heck I'm gonna stream.